Okay, so last time we did frequency and probability distributions, which seemed to run quite smoothly for text and so on coming out of books. And we could see the occurrence of the words and the most frequently occurring words produce probability density functions and so on. But what we're doing there is we're just looking at data which is just text, which isn't really very useful. So probably something that's a lot more exciting is to take that data and plot a graph with it. Now you may have noticed that we've missed out section 4, which is test your understanding, but what it asks you to do there, we effectively did it on the Monty Python one earlier, so I'll get you to rewind on that and get you to do section 4 yourself, but you'll see that we've already done that. So Mike's just going in, he's just about to download simpleplot.py from the Moodle site. I'll let him tell you about what he's doing there.
Okay, so we've been given an instruction in the lab script to download this simpleplot.py file. So I'm just logged into my Moodle, gone to my 314.887, and we're going to go to, I believe we're on week 5. Have a look at week 5, and down here we have, no, maybe we're on week 6. Yeah, this looks more like it. Here we go. So we have lab 2 simple plot and a lab 2 zip file. So we're going to download this simple plot file.
Okay.
So I'm going to click on
You're
that.
going to have to cut and paste that.
Okay, this is fine. So we can have a very quick look at this. We can have a look. Okay, PyLab. PyLab is the Python way to the Matplotlib interface. And Matplotlib was a MATLAB library that was introduced to make easy graphing and charting needs to be done very simply.
It's an industry standard. I mean, most people are used to using stuff which is under Microsoft Word or Excel or whatever. This is kind of a bit of a lower level way of doing it, but it's much better because you can just do the same thing much more reliably and much more repetitively, as you'll see in a second.
Standardized and very easy. It's a very powerful library.
It's international, basically.
Yeah. So we're obviously using a PyLab library, so we need our import line there. Now what's happening here is we're making a function, a procedure, a macro, whatever you want to call it, in Python, and we're creating a function to make some code reusable in this respect.
So in that particular instance, you're going to make plot is obviously going to do some plotting for us. We're going to send x, y, x label, y label. I guess that's the labels that go onto the graph, and x and y, I would assume, are a list of x and y coordinates. Would I be right?
I would think that x was the x data points, y data points.
A list of, yep.
A label for each of the scale, each of the axes, and the scale that you want to magnify that information by. So Fig is creating a figure object from the PyLab library. So we're going to create a figure graph. Obviously, we can very quickly type in.
Could be different types of graphs. So we could have a pie chart, we could have a bar graph, we could have a continuous line, anything we wanted, couldn't we?
So we can look at the PyLab documentation. A quick search for this shows us down here we have the Matplotlib documentation. So if you need to go into further detail, then this is the place where you can come to understand exactly how Matplotlib works. Obviously, PyLib is the Python command line interface to Matplotlib. So all the functions are the same, and there's also some very lovely
nice demonstrations
to show what's going on here.
Okay, we'll stop gassing and plot me a graph.
So we are creating an object, a figure object here, and we're asking PyLab to plot the our x and y data coordinates, and we're passing the labels to x and y. So very simple so far. So Fig is creating an environment. Calling this figure is creating the environment, and then these calls are setting up that environment within the PyLab library. And then scale is interestingly going to be asked is whether it's logarithmic or linear. So it's not a number factor. So looking down here, we're passing this variable here, and it says linear. So what it's doing is if scale we want to pass log to it, it will create a logarithmic scale. If not, the default is linear. And then the PyLab draw is the bit that actually draws what you've created, so nothing will be visual until you call that function. A PyLab pause and then ask some information and then close. And this is because the window will pop up and disappear if we don't have any ability.
I'm looking down the bottom there. I've got Olympic years and winning time. So we're going to plot one against the other, I would assume. Time normally goes along the horizontal axis and the data up the vertical axis.
Okay, so this is our first issue here. Is that we don't
PyLab
have,
on my machine.
PyLab. So
do they have it in the labs though? They must have.
They will have definitely.
Okay, well that's imported anyway.
Let's see if I can find. See if we can use PyLab. No. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try Matplotlib. And away we go. Install that.
You won't need to do this, by the way, because it's already done for you by the build inside the computer you're using on the desktop. But if you want to do this at home or on your own machine, then you're going to need to do something similar to what we've done here.
Okay, we've had some errors.
Version issues here now, haven't we?
We do. We're just going to have a look at what this is. We're just looking at dependencies here. We might need to go away and fix this and then come back.
Okay, there's a lot of red ink there. Let's just pause on that one, Mike, and we'll come back.
We'll come back. We'll get this fixed up, and then we'll come back.